Welcome to my edible garden. In today's episode, I'll be talking to you about two varieties of vegetables that grow extremely fast. I'll also be showing you how I grew them and harvesting some. So let's get into it, shall we? The first type of fast growing veg I'd recommend is perpetual spinach. Now this is not a true spinach, but in fact comes from the chard and beet family. What I love about this type is a pick me and come again variety, which means that you can keep picking the leaves and they'll just keep growing back. It's great for growing in small spaces. The other great thing about this is that it does not bolt quickly in comparison to most true spinach varieties. Now when a plant bolts, it's pushing up flowers in order to produce seeds to reproduce. Now this will stop the plant from producing more spinach leaves as it focuses its energy in producing flowers and seeds. So if you want to grow spinach, I would highly recommend going for a perpetual type. Now let's get into how I grow it. I directly sowed my seeds into my garden bed at the end of March, I'd say the third week in March. And as you can see here, I covered it over with a bit of plastic sheeting in order to keep the heat in. This also protects them from frost. And after 2 weeks, the spinach had already started making an appearance. And it pushed up quite strong and quite sporadically in the bed, even though I tried to plant it into rows. Now you don't need too much, so this is ideal for a small garden space because like I said in the beginning, you can keep picking this and it will just keep growing back. And only 4 weeks after sowing the seeds, the spinach is ready to be harvested. However, I personally like to let my spinach leaves get a bit bigger. I am harvesting some of the spinach. What I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm cutting off, if you can see here, I've left the centre leaves in and I'll cut the outer leaves off and it just keeps growing back. So you don't need to keep planting out spinach. You just cut the outer leaves and like I said, it keeps growing back. Perpetual spinach can be eaten raw and can also be stir-fried. Now I'd recommend using the younger leaves in salads, eating them raw, and the bigger leaves stir-frying. So just to show you, this one's been cut and you can see it's growing back new leaves. New spinach there. So I'm just going to keep cutting into this and I'll show you what it looks like once I've trimmed it all. So I literally am just coming in at an angle and just cutting them like that. So as you can see, the spinach has had its haircut now, but the spinach cropped very, very well. Just out of that little bit, I already filled up 3 of these and have given a bag of spinach to my neighbour. Let me see if I can zoom in on this properly. So lots and lots of spinach. The second fast growing veg that I'd recommend growing is a type of Asian cabbage called Pak Choi. What I love about this green is that within 30 days you can already start harvesting in baby leaves. Now if I take you over here, you can see that the Pak Choi started to come up beautifully now. I directly sowed my seeds into these tubs. This is the Pak Choi and it's already started bolting at the end of May because we've had some stupid weather, so the stuff is so confused. I mean, I should have cut it when I first saw it bolting. However, as you can see, I've started taking some out. I've given some to my neighbour already and I'm gonna take the rest of this out. I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna cut it at the bottom and pull the Pak Choi off. So this is the spinach I've harvested and these are all the Pak Chois. And even though they have started bolting, it's still a great eat there. I'll be stir frying these with some garlic and butter. This is after I had cut and washed all the vegetables. These are the Pak Choi leaves, and this is the tops of the Pak Choi after I had bolted. Now these would have turned into the flowers and then produced seeds, but these are edible and are great stir fried. And these are the spinach leaves that I cut. Thank you for watching this episode of My Edible Garden. In our next episode, I'll be showing you how I grow Monstru peas. I'll also be talking to you about the varieties that I'm growing. And I'll be showing you how to grow these from seed all the way up until harvesting them. If you've enjoyed this episode of My Edible Garden and you'd like to see more, please click that subscribe button and click that notification bell in order to keep notified when we upload new videos. If you grow perpetual spinach or pak choi, make sure to drop a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear what your experience of growing it is. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed.